What's going on, everybody? Good evening. Very late, later than I usually post a video, but circumstances dictate it. So, hope everyone's doing well tonight. If you live in the Seattle area and care about sports, you probably are. It's been a pretty good run of days here. But we do have one more video that I want to do today. I think at this point, I'm just going to save the Pro Football Focus defense video for tomorrow. I did it last week, and nobody seemed to mind all that much. And I don't want to post a video too late because people don't see it. It doesn't get pushed out the right way. And, there's just no need for it. I don't need to post a video that late. It's not like I have a packed schedule for tomorrow. So I'll just go ahead and save the defensive Pro Football Focus video for Tuesday, probably sometime around 11 a.m. And I don't think anybody will mind all that much. So let's go ahead and do Snap Count Monday, get that out of the way, and go ahead and make that the likely final video of the day, back in 60 seconds. All right, guys, let's take a minute so I can tell you guys about Sleeper. I'll tell you a little secret as well. It's more than just a platform for fantasy leagues. This year, millions of users have enjoyed playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, but there's so much more to it. You have live stats, real-time updates of all stats. You have a news feed with lightning-fast updates on players and teams, and a real-time chat where you can engage with other users about plays, performances, games, all kinds of stuff during the sports season. So download Sleeper, experience it for yourself, and don't forget to use my promo code SBN to get up to a $100 match on your first deposit, and pair that with their new promo that will give you a free $20 entry, no deposit needed. So you can use both of those promos. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states and going. So check out Sleeper today and use those promos. All right, welcome back. So you guys know the drill on Snap Count Monday. The Seahawks offense on Sunday had 55 snaps. Not a very high number. Not critically low, but not very good either. And remember that number for later, because that number is going to seem pretty bad in comparison to another one. But 55 is the number. Of those 55, Zach Charbonnet saw most of the snaps, which I know is rubbing people the wrong way because Charbonnet's really not been effective this year. But again, I have to reiterate my belief that both guys can provide value in different areas. And I do think that overall Charbonnet still provides more value on passing downs. And there are plays that he can run effectively with the ball in his hands as well. And we just need to do a better job of getting him into those situations. So 33 for Charbonnet, 19 for Walker. I mean, that does seem a little bit excessive. But the issue is, remember, we're trying to preserve Walker for the end of the year. We're trying to get to 2026, hopefully the postseason, with Walker still being fresh and ready to go. So having these games where he only gets not even 20 snaps, I know it seems counterintuitive, but I don't consider it to be a very bad thing. No other running backs really getting any work right now. Brady Russell's kind of playing fullback, but not even really that. He's not a fullback. Not really, anyway. Wide receivers, we've got JSN with 45 snaps. This is kind of the crazy thing here. You got these other receivers who are out there for 65, 70 snaps a game, routinely. And look at JSN, man. He's gone over 50 twice. He's not gone over 55 once all season. 45 snaps in this game, and look at what he does with them. Cooper Kupp, 39 snaps, by far second place. They're doing a really good job of getting good mileage out of these receivers without playing them a ton and force-feeding them anything. Torrey Horton, 25 snaps. Now, he didn't really do anything in this game, but you see him becoming a pretty consistent part of the offense. Really been a nice development. He's not going to have production every week. Yeah, that's the nature of being a rookie, I think. But he's doing his thing. He's doing his job. Nothing but love. Jake Bobo, 12 snaps. Not much. And Derek Young, 3. So basically a non-factor in this one. Not much to say. And that's it for the receivers. Tight ends. Similar pattern here. A.J. Barner is playing like 80% of the snaps these days. Basically 43 in this game out of 55. So comes out close to 80%. And he's been playing so effectively, it makes all the sense in the world. Arroyo, another game where he plays less than 50% of the snaps. If anything, he's starting to get phased out a little bit. Some of it is because Barner's playing really well, but some of it is also because Arroyo, I think, isn't doing much. And it's not all his fault, but the offense doesn't seem to have a great grasp on how to utilize him. And Saubert gets almost as many snaps as Arroyo, which that is definitely not what we had in mind this offseason. I don't mind it because Saubert's doing an effective job as tight end 3 blocking and stuff, but you got to admit that it was not the plan. And Brady Russell got 9 snaps. Again, he's trying to play fullback, but it's not really his bag, and there's not a lot for him to do. There's not a lot that he can do. So, offensive line, very simple this week. The 5 starters played all 55 snaps. No other offensive linemen played in this game, and I got my data from my typical source, so this time I can say that with confidence. I did backfill 1 snap for Richmond last week. A couple people pointed out that he did have 1 snap. So that's it for the offense. All right, going over to the defense now, right away we see a problem. And look, this happens from time to time. This is not necessarily a huge reflection of some kind of complete disaster. Obviously, I mean, we won this game, but I still don't like 76 defensive snaps. That is tied for our season high, and it's 21 more than our offensive snap total. We have now played more than a game's worth of extra snaps on defense compared to offense. Slightly more. So that's going to catch up to us as time goes by. It just is. So just because we won the game and just because the defense played really well and the offense played pretty well too, doesn't mean there's nothing to improve on, because we were terrible on 3rd down in this game. We gave up some 4th down conversions to Jacksonville. That's how this happens. So right away, it's like you can see this is what happens when you can't run the ball. No, but nothing really got out of hand because of it though, but Big Cat, 55 snaps. You'd prefer to peel that back a little bit, but he can afford to do it every now and then. Still would like to see him getting down below 50 snaps in most of these games just to preserve him for the long haul. Murphy gets 48, which he's young. He can take it. He's fine. And he's playing so well. Hard to have an issue there. Jaron Reed, 34, which that's about where he should be every week, I think. And if we could sneak in a couple weeks here and there where he only plays like 25, that'd be great. Mike Morris, 14 snaps. Not as many as I would have thought given the situation we found ourselves in. Peely, 11 snaps. He's doing okay. He's doing all right. No big objections. I'm cool with it. So defensive line managed fairly well given the high number of snaps. No big issue. I'd really like to have one more guy that we liked a little bit more than Peely, but we're making it work. If Hankins was healthy, he'd probably be playing like 20 snaps a game and things would be fine. But don't know what's going on with Hankins, by the way. People keep asking, and I don't have an answer. Linebacker, pretty simple, although certainly notable. This is the week where it looks like this coaching staff is pretty well done with Tyrese Knight. So Ernest Jones played the whole game. Drake Thomas played basically the whole game. 70 out of 76 snaps. Tyrese Knight played 2 snaps. I think they were both when Drake Thomas left the field with an injury. So this coaching staff has seen enough, and I understand it. I'm very frustrated by it, and I hope it's not permanent because I still think Tyrese Knight has way more upside than Drake Thomas, but I understand why they had to go this way. And I don't think that Drake Thomas is good enough to start for a contending team unless the rest of the team is insanely stacked, and I don't know if we're that. So I hope we can do better at some point if this is indeed where we are right now. Certainly frustrating. And, oh wow, Buffalo just blocked the field goal. Fun. Okay. Edge rusher. Not bad given how many snaps we played. Nwosu and Lawrence both had to play more than 50 snaps, or almost exactly 50 snaps, which I don't love, but when Hall's out, it's going to happen. And Lawrence has missed the last basically 7 quarters of football, so he can do it. He can do it every now and then. Mafe, 43 snaps. I think it's a little bit... I don't want to go too far with anything, but it is a little bit telling that in a game where we need extra snaps from our edge rushers, we turn to Nwosu and Lawrence and not so much Mafe. Mafe's snap count was not radically higher than it had been the previous few weeks. So it's just not really going that well over there. And I'm surprised. This is a contract year for him. This is a very important year. And that game was the first time where I was like, man, where is Boye Mafe? I know you could have said it in some previous games, but I didn't feel like Mafe was playing poorly in those games, but we're just not seeing a big impact. 3 snaps for Jared Ivey, 4 snaps for Connor O'Toole. Not much there, but they got on the field. Good for them. Cornerback, pretty simple. Josh Jobe plays the whole game except for 1 snap. Shaq Griffin plays the whole game except 2 snaps. And shout out to him. I'm not saying he played well. I don't think that he did, but he battled. He battled, and he did do a couple things pretty well, I think. And I think there's something to be said for a guy who's on the practice squad coming off, giving you 74 snaps in a game where ultimately your defense held. You held them to 12 points. What do you want? He wasn't perfect, but you know what? Credit where credit's due. Kendrick, 2 snaps. Pritchett, 1 snap, so you can see where the snaps they missed went to. And safety, Kobe Bryant, Ty Okada played the whole game. Nick Eamon-Wari played basically the whole game, so when we talk about his PFF grade and stuff like that tomorrow, keep that in mind. He played the whole game pretty much. And D'Anthony Bell played 1 snap. So that's all we got. Nothing too out of the ordinary here overall. There are some things certainly worth mentioning, but kind of what you would expect in a game where there's a radical imbalance of offense to defense. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow, I think. I don't think there's going to be another video today. I am hoping that I wake up tomorrow feeling a lot better, and we can go ahead and hit the accelerator with some of these videos that I want to get out, but it's hard to make videos when you don't feel well. It's hard to motivate yourself to do the research, put it together, and then actually record it. All right. See you guys probably tomorrow. Go Hawks. There's your Snap Count Monday. Let me know what you think. See you soon.